Tit for tat between the U.S. and China shows no signs of slowing down. Beijing's going beyond cash, now targeting culture and going after one of America's most premier exports, Hollywood. The China Film Administration, the government body that regulates movie releases, announcing today it's reducing U.S. film imports, though it's unclear what the drop will be from the 34 movies the country typically allows.
China can't afford not to match what he's doing, can't be seen to be weak.
Trump brushing off the move.
I think I've heard of worse things.
Tracking China's relationship with Hollywood has long been like following a complicated script. U.S. studios battle to get their movies approved to be released in China, the world's second largest movie market. You see the numbers, over $8 billion a year here versus more than $5 billion there last year. Some going so far to compromise the art with the country's censorship laws, like in Top Gun Maverick, who initially scrubbed out a Taiwanese flag patch in a 2019 trailer, reversed after backlash, costing the movie the Chinese market, even as it's made more than $1 billion globally. Or even in Minions: Rise of the Gru, produced by our parent company, NBC Universal, a whole new ending edited just for the Chinese market. But American studios often reaped the rewards. In 2019, Avengers Endgame, the second highest grossing movie ever, saw $600 million of its nearly $3 billion box office sales coming from China. But as relations have frayed, so has Hollywood's presence in Beijing.
If you look at the more recent developments, post-COVID, for example, you see that the China market is simply not there.
Absolutely.
The current #1 hit here in the U.S., a Minecraft movie. $314 million worldwide, but only $14 million in China. Chinese filmgoers now seem to want to see films that celebrate their own country in domestic production. Take Niza 2, the animated film earning over $1 billion, the first non-Hollywood film to break that mark in China, now threatening the overall box office record for any movie in any language. Experts say the combination of reducing American films and the ongoing trade war sparked by President Trump would lead to a lasting cultural shift.
If under the current situation with the tariffs, if you go to a theater to see an American film, you're seen as not patriotic.
While Hollywood has lost some influence in Beijing, movies there can still bring in big money. And as the industry is still recovering from the pandemic and dual labor strikes, curbing U.S. film imports could mean a potential loss in revenue from future releases like Superman, raising questions about whether losing a once prized market could close the curtain on Hollywood's high-dollar success. I spoke to a Hollywood executive just moments ago, and although she didn't want to be named publicly, she did have a lot to say. And she said, do not underestimate the impact that China has on the global box office, that film executives and people who are making the decisions as to what films to make, these big blockbusters, that it does matter that China is going to reduce the amount of American films that they are importing into the country amid all of this turmoil that's happening with the tariffs under Trump. And that although Trump, as of right now, is dismissing China's response to this, she said that, look, when you're looking at your favorite films, you might not see as many of these big blockbusters in the future because they're expensive to make and they rely on that global box office footprint to help make their money back because they're not always making it all back here in the United States. They really rely on that global income that the movies are making. So again, if you are a fan of these big Hollywood blockbusters, it does impact you.
Chloe Malas, thank you very much. That does it for us for this hour. I will see you on Sunday on Nightly News and right back here Monday on NBC News Now. Thanks for watching. More coverage picks up right now.